James?
Yes. Thank you for taking my call. Am I on there?
Yes, sir, you are.
Oh, thank you, Hashmi. You do an excellent job with your program. It's an honor to be on your show again and
thank you.
Be there speaking with my good friend, Dr. Stephen Snagosky, as well, and commend him for the excellent work he's done with his recently released book, The Transparent Cabal. What I'd like to say is I was just listening to the internet broadcast on the delay and got part of Steve's comments, but what I'd like to bring up is I caught his comment about Dennis Ross. If you go to that same website that Rachel had just mentioned, your first caller, Rachel, is another America First patriot, by the way. Anyway, if you go to NeoconZionistThreat.com and you scroll down on the right-hand side there to the YouTube video, What Motivated the 9/11 Hijackers, you actually see me confronting Dennis Ross a few years ago in Washington, D.C. at the 9/11 Commission hearing with Lee Hamilton, and I'd actually mentioned that he was associated with the pro-Israel lobby AIPAC, and it turns out that he's been working with the AIPAC spin-off think tank in D.C., the Washington Institute for Near East Policy. And I just pulled up an article online, and it looks like Mr. Ross is going to be involved with the Obama regime as well, in addition to another high-level AIPAC operative, Rahm Emanuel. Actually, Rahm Emanuel had even escorted Obama, President-elect Obama, to that AIPAC annual gathering where President-elect Obama had actually pandered to AIPAC like he did. Anyway, back to Dennis Ross in this New York Times article. Apparently, he is collaborating, or was collaborating, with an official from the McCain campaign, even before the election, to actually attack Iran. And he now has that in the works. So, we talk about President-elect Obama being this anti-war candidate, yet we saw him running for the Senate, a few years ago. He'd actually endorsed missile strikes in Iran at that time, and you can look that up online as well. And so he was pandering to AIPAC even back then. And, of course, AIPAC, I'm referring to the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. I've got some prominent journalist friends in D.C., and I've had one of them at least tell me that that's the most powerful lobby that Washington's ever seen, even more powerful than the NRA and ARP, the senior citizen lobby. So it's very concerning. I also wanted to bring up a couple of additional issues with Dr. Snagosky. I actually had mentioned his book, Transparent Cabal, to the former PNAC chairman, Bill Kristol, at the American Jewish University a couple of nights ago, and conveyed that he was, referenced in the index of the book, and I asked him what he thought Obama would do about Iran. And he went on to say that he thought President Obama would actually pursue it diplomatically at the UN, try to get harsher sanctions, and that would more than likely fail, like the attempt at quote-unquote diplomacy has failed with the current Bush regime. And then harsher measures would be, they would try harsher measures like getting additional sanctions at the UN, and that more than likely would not go through with Russia and China blocking the way, I would assume. And then he said that President Obama would have to make a tough decision. And he basically was conveying that military action was in the works. So if anybody thinks that President Obama, with his prior comments of advocating missile strikes in Iran when he's running for the Senate, is an anti-war president, I don't think so. Not to mention what he wants to do, putting additional troops into Afghanistan and agitating the situation in Pakistan as well, with the continued airstrikes on the tribal areas, the federally administered tribal areas in Pakistan. So he's hardly the anti-war candidate. He's got a lot of people duped, including friends of mine who were very much against the NeoCon hijack regime of President Bush, and they think that Obama is the Messiah. And I beg to differ. He's a very dangerous man, I think, potentially.
Okay, very good.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out Tom's Representative Press channel. It's a channel you'll want to subscribe to as well. See the link in the video description.